Morning, mister. How is it going? You hear me?
Oh, yes, fine. How are you?
I'm good, man. I've just waken up, but I'm good. I'm doing great. And you're
Me
good?
too.
You too? You just waking
Yes,
up?
yes.
Yes, yes. That's the time. That's the time, man. Go to work.
But I prefer to stay in my bed.
You
But
prefer
because today is very cold.
today is very cold, man. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, it is cool today, right?
yes.
Yes.
I don't recommend to wake up.
And this is a good topic to start class. The weather. Do you understand the weather?
Yes, I understand.
We can have many options for the weather, and in Brazil we don't know these options. We don't know these options because in Brazil we have some limit for the weather. We don't know here in Brazil what's really to be cold. Understand?
Yes,
So we have different levels for cold. We have different levels for heat, for hotness. We have different levels. For example, they say that in New York City, when it's summer, they get 45 Celsius degrees. It's very
45.
45. It's very hot there. Very hot there. And old people, elderly. You understand this word, elderly?
No.
Elderly is for old people. It's a good word. It's a formal word for old people. Elderly.
Elderly.
Yes, Gabriel's. Well, I can't write. Gabriel's class vocab. So we have, for example, the elderly. Elderly is, in Portuguese, idoso.
Elderly.
Idoso. Okay? So in New York City during the summer, when they have these peaks of 45 degrees, some elderly they die because they don't have the structure in their houses for this. Sometimes Americans they have the structure for cold situations, but they don't have the structure for hot situations sometimes because it's too hot.
Understand.
They have air conditioner, but when they go outside, they don't have a structure for this. So, anyways, I'm gonna give you some options for you to understand and ask for the weather. And the first option is, how's the weather? How's the weather
How the
to
weather?
How's the weather today? How's the weather today is how's how's the weather today is the basic question you have. Okay?
How's the weather today? Okay.
And then another very common question is, what's the weather like? What's the weather like? Every time you have this structure, like in the end
Is
of
this the
this,
question?
it's the same question.
Okay.
It's the same question. Every time you have this structure with like in the end of the sentence, you are asking for characteristics. For example, oh man, what's your brother like? Oh, my brother has short hair, he has green eyes, and he is extrovert. When you find my brother, you are going to know that he is my brother because he is very extrovert. When I use like in the end, I'm asking for characteristics. Because we can use like for two main things. Thing number one is to like objects, to like things. I like you, I like pizza, I like chocolate. And the other possibility I have with like is I am like you. I am like you? Yeah, we're crazy. I am like you. And this is a situation for like where I'm talking about characteristics. What's the weather like? What's your sister like? What's your mother like? Hey, what's your girlfriend like? Characteristics.
When I use like, I need to uh, explain more. than the first sentence?
No. These both sentences, they have exactly the same meaning. Here, they have exactly the same idea. Understand?
Okay, but when I use like, we need to tell the characteristics.
Yes, but when you're using like, what's today's forecast? And this is another possibility, okay? What's today's forecast? This is another possibility. Just a sec. Okay, so when you have like in the end, you are just asking for characteristics. But these characteristics here in this structure, they are simple to give. You are just going to say, oh, it's sunny and nice. Today, for example, it's sunny and cool. Today, for example, it's sunny and cool because cool is one of the possibilities I have for the cold. And I have the cool. And I have the cold.
Sunny, what means sunny?
Okay, alright. So, now I'm gonna open your mind about the use of the Y. We have sun and sunny. Sunny is a situation with the sun. Sunny is when I have sun. Sunny is similar to clear. Is similar to open skies. Open skies.
Okay.
Open skies. This is sunny, okay?
Okay.
I use sunny when it's day. I use clear when it's night, okay?
Okay.
Sunny is no clouds. And speaking of clouds, I have cloud and I have cloudy. Oh, I forgot how to write cloud. Cloudy. Just a sec here. Let me just check this pronunciation. Cloudy. I don't use this word. I don't use this word for a long time. But anyways, cloudy. Cloudy is a situation with clouds. You understand clouds, right?
Yes.
So cloudy is a situation full of clouds. Okay.
Okay.
And when I'm
nublado?
Yes, that's it. That's it. In Portuguese, if I had to translate this word exactly, cloudy would be enuvecido. Cheio de nuvens, enuvecido. But in Portuguese we say nublado. And pay attention, when I say sunny, cloudy, I'm not talking about the temperature. I'm talking about the sky. And they are not exactly related. Rodolfo, what do you mean? I have situations where it's sunny, it's bright, it's clear, but it's very cold. Because it doesn't depend on the sky, it depends on other factors. Today is an example. Yeah, today that's an example.
Yes.
But for the morning, because I believe by midday it's going to be warmer. But that's another word. Sunny, cloudy, rainy. Rainy. What's rainy? Rainy is a situation with rain. And I have windy. What's windy? It's a situation with wind.
When in other cases we use the y, how to say y in English?
Why?
Why in the end of the word?
In what situations we do it?
Different of weather situations.
Okay, different of weather situations, we can use the Y for two main objectives. two main objectives. Objective number one is to give part of the idea. Situation number two, create adverbs. And I'm going to give you an example. You're goody. You're goody. If I say you're goody instead of good, oh, you're good. Let's take the situation here. You say something in English and I compliment you and I say, wow, man, good job, nice pronunciation, you're good. And that's a good sentence. But let's imagine you say something and it's very incorrect and I say, yeah, you're goody. Essa é meio bom, né? Essa é mais ou menos, goody. And I can use this for other things. For example, you're bossy. Bossy. Do you have any idea on this word, bossy?
Boss, yes, but bossy, I don't imagine what.
Okay, there are many types of girls, man. There are many types of girls. And I don't like the bossy ones. I don't like the bossy. I don't like the bossy ones. Why? Because the bossy ones, they have a lot of boss inside of them. And they want to control everything. And they want to be your boss. They want to give you order all the time. This is bossy. Bossy is a person who gives orders all the time. This person thinks she or he is the boss. Understand?
Okay.
Bossy is mandão. Você é meio chefinho, hein? You're bossy. Você é meio chefinho. Understand?
Yes.
Okay. So
why on the end of the word create a lot of new words?
Yes, many new words. And now I'm going to teach you about the adverbs to give characteristic to the situation. For example, speak slowly, please. Speak slowly, please. This situation here, man.
Slowly.
Yes, I'm using the word slowly to give characteristic for the situation, for the verb. What verb? Speak. Speak slowly, please. Speak slowly, please. Other example I have. He presented aggressively. He presented aggressively. If I give you this sentence, he presented aggressively. I can also say he presented in an aggressive way. In an aggressive way. So this is aggressively, in an aggressive way, slowly, in a slow way. And I can have many other possibilities with this. For example, and I have the exceptions too. Fast is an exception. Okay? I don't need to say fastly, just fast. Oh, you speak fast. You are fast. So the adjective can be also the adverb. You are fast. And you speak fast.
But it's the same situation if I put the Y on the end.
This is an exception, so it doesn't exist. The word fastly.
But the idea is the same.
The idea is the same. The idea is the same. The idea of adverbs. Sometimes we see this word, adverb, and we start shaking. We start getting nervous because it's grammar. But relax about grammar. An adverb is an adjective for a verb. Is a characteristic for the situation, for the action. Understand? Slowly is a great example here. You speak slowly. Você fala lentamente. What's why? Em português is mente. Lentamente, rapidamente, agressivamente, perigosamente. You drive dangerously. You drive dangerously. This is a situation where I'm using why to create a new word, dangerously.
Big words.
It's a big word.
Dangerously.
Dangerously. So this is just one situation. I just got a verb and I created an adverb just putting a y in the end. Okay?
Okay.
Other examples with y. I have the word beautiful. You understand this word, right? Beautiful.
Yes.
But I have the word beauty. What's beauty?
Beauty. I don't know. I can imagine, but
What can you imagine?
it's like the process to be beautiful.
No,
Beautiful.
no. In this case here, I have the noun. I have the name. I have the object, the thing. Beleza. Beauty is beleza. What's beautiful? Full of beauty.
Okay.
And this is the same case of useful. What's useful?
Useful. It's something we use a lot.
Okay, so it's something full of use. It's something full of use.
Full of use.
Yes, full of use. It's something necessary. All right. And I have also the opposite. For example, useless. What's useless?
We don't need.
We don't need. That's not necessary. That's not necessary. We have lack of use for this. The use of this object is not necessary. And I have other situations. For example, the homeless. Understand homeless?
The idea, no. Homeless. I understand homeless, but the idea together, no.
Okay, so homeless. We are having a problem in big cities of homelessness. We are having a problem because of the pandemic. Many people they have no money to maintain a house because of the pandemic. Many people cannot pay the rent. Okay,
Okay.
and because of this, people are staying out of home. They have no houses. They are now homeless people. Homeless people. They are less minus house, less house, not a house, homeless people who don't have a house.
But less don't means a little.
Yes, less is the opposite of more. And if you think about it, homeless, little house or no house. Useless, little use or no
house
use.
It's strange.
No house.
Because less is little, but have some.
Yeah, he has some house. The street. The street is his house.
Okay.
Just get the idea here. Just get the idea. Don't try to be very specific because if you do it, you are going crazy. Okay?
Okay, in the building, if we open a salão de beleza in United States, we name that beauty.
Yeah, there are some places that they give names for the places and they can say beauty studio or hair salon or hairdresser. It depends, man. It depends. There are many ways to say the same thing in English. Soda, for example, you can say soda or pop, depending on the place you are in the United States. Soda or pop. So it depends. Soda or pop. Okay?
Soda, it's like a Coca-Cola?
Yes, Coca-Cola is one type of soda.
Okay, and what's the other name?
Pop. Pop. Pop.
Can you write, please?
Sure, pop.
Pop. Strange.
That's strange, right? I believe they give this name for soda because of the sound.
Okay.
Something
Pop
like
have
that.
another means?
Yes, the meaning of pop. When we see pop in different contexts, probably it's about popular. Pop is about popular. Okay?
Okay.
When we have pop music, it's popular music. It's music for the masses, music for the people. Popular is for the people. Okay?
Okay, understood.
Connected words. Pop and people and folk, they're all connected. And
Folk,
folk,
folk.
folk. And a good example for folk is in two words. We have, for example, the folklore. And we have, for example, the, I don't know how to write this word because it's German.
That word exists?
Folklore. This word folklore.
Yes, in English.
Yes, because the idea is not from English. The idea of this word is from these people here. The people from Volkswagen.
Volkswagen?
Yes.
What?
Why? Why? Because folk.
Why?
Yeah. Because this first part of the word, folk, it's not English. It's German. This word, folk, is folk. So folk is not exactly English. It's German. And we use this word folk for many situations in English because English and German are very connected. So folk is people. And what's the Rodolfo, Volkswagen? What's the point here? Volkswagen is Wagen is car. Folk is the people. So car of the people. Understand?
Okay.
The point here is folk is people, but folk is not just English, it's also German. And we use this word in folklore, for example, not because of English, but because of German.
Okay.
It helps
Because
you. Yes.
I found folklore, it's only a Portuguese word, but now I understand the means of the word. It's like a people tradition.
Yes, that's the idea. That's the idea. When you have folk in some words, you got the idea now. When you have house in some words, you get the idea. You get the idea, house.
Okay.
When you see house in a context. Or if you're talking about German, if you see this word too, house, they are talking about the same thing. They're connected.
Okay.
Someday, man, let's imagine this situation. You learn English with me and you feel comfortable and you feel ready for your job interview. And your dream job is going to be in Germany. And you go to Germany speaking good English and you are going to see the relation, how German is connected to English. So it's going to be simple for you to speak German. It's going to be simple for you because these two languages are very connected. Understand?
Yes, understand.
And other words too.
The structure is similar too.
Can you repeat, please?
The structure is similar too.
Okay. The structure.
Or you
Okay, the structure is very similar, but German people connect the words too much. So I tell you, man, when you speak English, connect the words, right? I say this, right?
yes.
But in Germany or in Austria, these two countries speak German. They don't just connect the words; they make it one big word. Understand?
Yes.
So that's the small difference. When you see something in German in front of you, is a long word and you understand nothing and you are lost and you think, whoa, man, I understand nothing in this word. I'm completely lost. But actually, if you take parts of the word, it's very similar to English.
Okay, search examples after the class.
Yeah, just a simple example for you. The basic sentence we can learn in English. What's this? What is this? What's this? This is the basic sentence in English. What's this? If you are a kid, or anyone, if you are an adult, whatever, and you have this sentence, what's this? You can start learning English. If you ask for a native, and you ask the native, hey, what's this? What's this? What's this? You are going to get vocabulary. This is one of the most basic sentences in English, okay?
Okay.
And in German, it's the same sentence. Was ist das? Something like this. Was ist das? So it's very similar. Very similar. Here, for example, we have exactly the same structure. Do you agree?
Yes.
We have exactly the same structure. And the sound is very similar to what's this? Was das? Was das?
Yes.
Was ist das? Was ist das? So very similar, man. When someone speaks in German, the other point you gotta pay attention to is it's a little aggressive. But I'm not saying they are aggressive or they are impolite. I'm just saying that when they speak German, they speak pretty much like this. And sometimes it sounds a little aggressive. But it's just their accent, their pronunciation when they are speaking the language. That's it. Understand?
Okay.
I
Yes.
believe I got frozen a little. Could you hear me?
Yes, today we have a delay with the sound and the video. I don't know why, but it's okay.
Let's reload the
Understand.
page. Let's reload the page, okay?
Okay.
Okay, we got it. Is it better now? You hear me?
Who likes the
You hear me?
hello? Yes.
Okay, you see me?
Yes.
Okay, are we having a delay?
Yes, the delays continue.
Okay, okay, whatever. Let's try to.
Continua.
We still have the delay.
Continues.
We still have the delay.
We still.
We still have the
Okay.
delay. Okay. Anyways, let's try to work on it. Anyways, so I was going to tell you something important. I forgot it. Whatever. We were talking about the weather, and I'm gonna go back about to talk about the weather. Okay?
Okay.
Yes, because the weather is necessary for you. Why? If you check the weather forecast, do you understand weather forecast?
Weather forecast. I think yes.
I think so.
I think so.
The weather forecast is the forecast, is the information you get before. And you can
I
get
think so. How I can write so? SOL?
no, it's on the
Or
chat.
just
I think so and I don't think so. Look, it's on the
I
chat.
think so.
I think so, I don't
Okay.
think so.
I start to write this common sentence in front of me to remember when we talk.
Great. I should do the same thing in Japanese. I'm gonna do it. Someday.
Okay.
Someday I'm gonna do it. I have a list of sentences
Okay.
too.
After you go to Japan.
No, man, but I started studying Japanese, you know, with a guy.
Yes, but do you like the classes?
I like the classes because he speaks Japanese only.
You have progress.
Yes.
This sentence it's long. You have progress. I want to say você está tendo progresso.
Are
How I
you?
can say that?
Are you having progress?
Having
Having.
with ing.
Yes. Are you having
Are
progress?
you having progress?
Yeah, yes, I'm having progress. I have here a notebook full of information in Japanese. This is my Japanese notebook. So yes, man, I'm having progress, and I'm using the same structure I use for my English classes. For example, I asked for the sensei, for the teacher, man, I want please to learn the basic Nihongo structure, the basic Japanese structure. How can I use an affirmative sentence, a negative sentence, and an interrogative sentence in the present? So I have this already. Then, on the second class, I asked, how can I use articles? How can I point things? And in Japanese, there are no articles. We don't have the, a, and in Japanese. So I got this idea already, okay?
Okay.
The third class was about giving characteristics, adjectives to things. I got this already. That's good. The fourth class was about response options. How can I say I know, I don't know, I speak a little, I'm learning? How can I give fast answers for situations like this? Hey, do you speak Japanese? I'm learning. Do you speak English? Yeah, yes, I speak English. I'm an English teacher. How can I say sentences like this? Basic sentences. I got it. I got it already. The next homework, the next class I had was about saying things in different ways. Because when you're studying English, many teachers in English courses, they say, oh, just say you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. But this is not the best option. So I had this class in Japanese. What else can I say? Instead of arigato, what else can I say? I want to have other options, not just arigato, arigato,
Yes.
arigato. I want to say different
I want
things.
this.
Repeat, please.
No, it's about I say now. I think so. What we can use more naturally
Yes.
to speak.
That's it. That's it. I could ask many things in not a good structure, but I asked for these useful sentences. And
Useful sentence.
yes, and now, and I also know how to say I'm going to church in Japanese. I'm going to school in Japanese. I can use the verb go. But now, today, I'm gonna start conjugating the verbs. I'm gonna start the use of verbs in the past, in the future. That's it. That's what I'm gonna learn. Understand?
Can you tell me you are a English teacher in Japanese?
Yes. 俺は英語先生です。
Okay. Nice.
俺
Finish.
Yes, yes, that's it. That's it. But there are many ways to say this, but this is the simplest way. This is the simplest way. 俺は I wa is am, so I am. 俺は英語 English sensei. Sensei, or I can use another word, kyoshi, teacher. Okay? Sensei is a word that it's not good to use in Japanese. Because in Japanese, you need to be humble all the time. You need to be simple and humble all the time. Understand?
Okay.
So it's not good to call myself sensei. If my students call me sensei, if my boss call me sensei, that's okay. But it's better not to call myself sensei. It's better to call myself a kyoshi, a instructor, a teacher. Understand? And not a sensei. Okay?
Yes, it
So,
makes sense.
俺はeigo kyoshi desu. That's it. That's it. And I use yes.
No, continue.
And if you want a good sentence for you is Ego hanashite kudasai. Speak English, please. Ego hanashite kudasai. Speak English, please. Understand?
Yes.
Yes.
And are you learning right too?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
In Japanese, I don't know the name of the
characters.
letters. Yes.
Okay.
Or just in normal alphabetic.
Okay. So I have a button here on my computer, and I just press Command and space, and I change my keyboard. Okay. When I press Command space, I change my keyboard to US International, Hiragana, Katakana, Spanish, French. I just press a button, and when I write, the computer corrects my language. Okay.
Okay.
And I have this option for my Japanese keyboard. I press Command space, and I have the hiragana. What's the hiragana? Hiragana is one of the alphabets in Japanese. They have 3 alphabets, but they use hiragana the most. So I need to learn hiragana. When I write arigato, when I put a, I have the first symbol, the symbol of a. So when I press the button A, it appears a, the symbol of a. Okay?
Okay.
When I write ri, I have the symbol of ri. Ga, I have the symbol of ga. To, I have the symbol of to. Arigato, so I have the word. So I write with Romaji. I write with Roman characters. Romaji, Roman characters. And with the Roman characters, I create the sounds and the letters for hiragana, the Japanese alphabet hiragana. Understand?
Yes.
This is how I study.
I want to try.
This is how I study. For example, Mizu. Mizu is water. Okay? Oh, Braga. Braga.
Okay.
Braga ga suki desu. I like Braga. Braga ga suki desu. So I write the letters with the sounds. The letter with the sound. Understand?
Okay.
And when I write the sound on my computer, it's possible to create the characters. For example, right now, I can write your name in Japanese. And your name in Japanese is... Let me see if I can create it. This is your name in Japanese.
I can create. Let me see, I can create.
This is your name in Japanese. This is the idea of the sound of your name. This is the idea. Understand?
Okay. Understand.
Bra. This sound doesn't exist in Japanese. Bra. Doesn't exist. They don't have R. Oh, that's crazy too. That's crazy too. In Japanese, man, they don't have the R sound. So, you know when they make jokes with Japanese and Chinese and they say pastel de flango. You know this?
Yes.
Because Chinese and Japanese, they have no R sound. So it's very difficult for them to say something with R in any language because they didn't practice this in their lives. Understand?
Yes.
So depending on the context, it's difficult for Chinese or Japanese, for example, to speak English because of the sounds. But there are techniques. There are many techniques to avoid, to solve this problem. Many techniques. Understand?
Yes.
And also, considering the structure, because the structure in Japanese, in Arabic, in Mandarin is different. So it's very difficult for them to speak proper, good English. For example, man, if you have a Chinese person and you in a job interview, and you have the same skills, you are good enough to compete with each other. This Chinese guy and you. But probably your interview is going to be better Why? Because you are a Portuguese speaker, and Portuguese structure is very similar to the English structure. For example, in Japanese, the verb comes in the end. In Portuguese, I say, I like pizza, but in Japanese is I pizza like.
Okay.
So this structure is a little different, and that's curious, man, because I'm studying this language. I love to study language. This is not the first language I'm trying to study. I studied other languages too, and this language is cool because it's too different. And I was on the internet yesterday, and this is the third or fourth most difficult language in the world. This is the fourth. People say this is the fourth most difficult language in the world. So I like this. I am studying a difficult language, and I don't think it's so difficult. It's simple, actually. It makes sense. Understand? It's starting to make sense.
If you understand the structure and you know the vocabulary, I think it's okay. The problem is that
The problem is
understand the structure and the vocabulary.
yes. And this is the problem. Basically, the problem is having vocabulary. That's it. The problem is having vocabulary. If you know the words, you can create sentences. I don't know many words yet. This is a problem. But, for example, when I say something in English to you, maybe you understand everything. But sometimes you don't have one or another word in my sentence, and that's okay. You understand the idea, you get the idea, and we can keep the flow, we can keep the conversation. And in Japanese, there is a similar idea. We have the sentence, and the sentence is long, but if I know some words, I can get the idea. Understand?
Yes.
And another good point of Japanese is every sounds we have in Japanese we have in Portuguese. Understand?
Every sound we have in Portuguese have in Japanese.
Every sounds that there are in Japanese, every sound that exists in Japanese, we have all the sounds in Portuguese. Portuguese has many sounds. Portuguese has many crazy sounds. And inside the sounds, there are some sounds of Japanese. Actually, all the sounds of Japanese. So all the sounds that exist in Japanese, we have the sounds in Portuguese. They don't have all the sounds we have. They don't have it, but we have it. For example, we don't have all the sounds there are in English. The is a sound we don't have in Portuguese. So we need to learn how to reproduce this sound. It's not easy, but it's possible. Understand?
Yes.
Not easy, but possible. And other characteristics in other languages. In French, when you say the number 3, you need to say trois, trois. We don't have the sound in Portuguese. We need to learn. We need to study the sound to reproduce this sound. It's complicated. Sometimes it's difficult. But in Japanese, it's possible to say everything. If you want to repeat Japanese, you don't understand. You just want to repeat the words. It's totally possible for Brazilians. Understand?
Yes.
And there is a funny story. A real funny story. There was a contest. A karaoke competition. A karaoke contest. Okay?
Okay.
And a black guy, a black Brazilian, not Japanese. He has no Asian eyes. No, he's a Brazilian black person. And he lives in Japan to work in the industries. He speaks no Japanese. He doesn't understand Japanese. But he was the winner on the national karaoke contest. He was the winner. First place. And
Let's repeat.
Repeat, please.
Just repeating the musics.
Just repeating the characters. That's it. Just repeating it.
That's great.
He understood nothing, but he knew it was easy for him to use his voice because he likes to sing. So it was simple for him to use his voice, and he was reproducing the sounds in a good way. It was clear to understand. Everybody understood him. So he wasn't understanding. He didn't understand the songs because he speaks no Japanese, but he sang so beautifully that the Japanese people respected him and said, "Man, you don't speak Japanese, but you sing beautifully. We don't understand how, but good job. You got the first place." And that's a crazy story. That's a crazy story because
Yes.
he speaks no Japanese. And it's possible for us Brazilians to reproduce any sound there are in Japanese. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Do you watch animes
S-
or your English,
Uh,
your Japanese?
Okay, so I am not an anime guy. I'm not an anime guy. I have watched some animes, and I watched, for example, Death Note or the most famous one. But I don't watch animes for a long time. The last thing I watched was uh, Spirited Away. Spirited Away is in Portuguese Chihiro's Travel. You know this movie, Chihiro's Travel?
No, I don't watch animes too. I just say because maybe it's good for you, no?
Man, that's a good point you have. That's a good point you have. So let's take some examples. Your brother, for example, okay, Arthur, okay,
Okay. Yes.
he likes anime, right?
Yes, a lot.
Does he speak Japanese?
No, but
Okay, so let's take
she,
other
he,
let's take other examples. There are many people, 28 years old or 40 years old, and they have watched anime for a long time. And you know, these anime people, they watch in Japanese with Portuguese subtitles. You know this, right?
yes.
They watch in Japanese. And I was talking to my friend who likes anime, and I was asking him, man, do you recommend any anime? And he said, man, don't watch animes. Because everybody watches animes, and nobody speaks Japanese. So, man, don't, please, it's not related. Understand?
But I think the people don't who watch animes don't try to understand the language. Uh, they just watch and read the subtitles.
Yes, they don't want to
I
learn.
think
Yes.
what?
They don't want to learn the language, right?
Yes, I think in your case different.
They
But I don't know. I just I just don't.
Yes, it makes sense because anime is a good reference. It's the best reference we have in Brazil, considering Japan, culture, Japanese entertainment. Japan is very famous and very good for animations, for cartoons in Japan. They are good at this. They do it and they sell this product to everybody in this planet. Everybody in this planet like anime. In any country, United States, Canada, Europe, um, China, they love Saudi Arabia, they love anime, they love it. But the point of loving anime is you love the cartoon, you love the action, you don't pay attention to the words. Maybe I can watch it and pay attention to the words, but I have no time. I have no time. Maybe. And I just considered what my friend told me. Man, everybody watches anime and nobody knows Japanese. And they watch a lot of anime. They watch not just one, but many. And where's their Japanese? They are in contact with these cartoons all the time. They watch it every day, but they just know how to say fight, teacher, student, and the name of the powers they use. That's it. That's what they do. That's what they know.
Makes sense.
So, and also people say that the Japanese in cartoons, the Japanese in anime, it's not exactly the Japanese they speak. Understand?
It's very fast and alto, how you can say
Loud, loud.
loud.
And it's too formal. It's too formal. Yes, it's too formal. It's too correct. Too correct. But
Okay.
there are some types of Japanese. Japanese is not exactly like English. In Japanese, we have formal Japanese and Japanese with friends. I'm learning formal Japanese. This is the Japanese I'm learning, formal Japanese. Why? Because the first situation I'm gonna have to handle, is in the airport with the immigration. So I asked the sensei, teach me formal Japanese, please. Keigo, onegai shimasu. Formal Japanese, please. Keigo, onegai shimasu. Onegai shimasu, please. So that's it. That's crazy, man. To learn a new language, that's just crazy. That's just crazy. I love it.
Yes, I think it's difficult.
It's not difficult. You are learning a language and you are speaking well, and I clearly understand you, and you are having a good evolution. Compared to the first class, we can talk any topic here. Understand?
Yes, but Japanese is another situation, another case.
Japanese is just uh, uh,
That's not a common language for us.
it's not a common language, and
English, we see the English all the time in the TV, in the products, the name of the cars, the things, the videos. But Japanese, we have less context.
yes, we have less context, but we have some context. Toyota, Honda, sushi,
Yes.
just few words, but they are around
Tell
us.
me, you can't.
Repeat, please.
Tell me 10 examples. You can't.
Yes, we cannot. We can, but actually we can. We can. For
Yes,
example,
if you search a lot, we can.
no, you don't. You don't need to search a lot. For example, I have here a Casio watch. Okay,
Casio.
Casio, and I don't know if you have it, but maybe you have a PlayStation.
So I don't have a PlayStation, but PlayStation it's a English name, no?
Yeah, but it's a Japanese company.
Okay, but
Yes, English. Yeah, English word. Yeah, it makes sense. But they also use a lot of English words in Japanese. For example,
Japanese.
yes, the computer is computo, and uh, wine is wine, and wine is wine. Do you know wine?
Yes.
It in Japanese it's wine. Internet,
Okay.
neto, internet, neto. So it's the same word.
I think it's like Portuguese. We have many words
Yeah.
in Portuguese, but it's from English words.
Yes, and we just adapt the pronounce.
Yes.
But in Japanese, when you want to do this, you use another vocabulary, another uh, for example,
Side vocabulary.
you use, for example, in Japanese, you have three vocabularies. So if you want to say car, that's the point, man. Why is Japanese hard? Because in Japanese they use three alphabets. Understand? In one sentence, maybe you have 3 alphabets. That's why it's not so simple, not so easy. Okay, car is kuruma, 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 kuruma. This is car in Japanese. But I can say this with one of the alphabets, kanji. This symbol is
That's
kuruma.
car.
This symbol is kuruma. It's car.
Okay. The symbol don't look like a car.
It's like a car.
It's like a car.
It is like a car.
The symbol, the lines,
Yes.
maybe.
Maybe, right?
Yes.
But there is another.
If you saying
If you're saying right, you don't. Okay. There's another way to say it. Kuruma.
kuruma, okay, it's another vocabulary.
Another alphabet and kuruma and
I prefer the first.
So the first is the most difficult one
Why?
because this first
There's
one,
a
it doesn't help. It doesn't have any sound to help you. For example, this is my name with Japanese characters. This is my name with Japanese characters. But when I write in the second way or in the third way, I can say the name because I know the characters. But the drawing, the first symbol, I don't know how to say it because I need to remember. The 2 other words, I have the sound. The first word, I don't have the sound. I have just the symbol. Understand?
okay.
And this is the situation too. This is do. This is, I don't remember, but each symbol has an idea. This is the most difficult character. This is the most difficult alphabet because the symbols, they are not just sounds. They have an idea. Understand?
I think that symbols is most used in to create act.
Yes. Create art, traditional things, names, all the names, they are like this. But not for you or not for me because we are not Japanese. But when you are a Japanese person, you have your name using these characters. These characters. And
Okay.
these characters, they are not so simple to understand, so simple to use, not so simple to draw, but they are the most important ones. And these characters come from China. So this symbol is car in Japan and in China. But in Japan, it's kuruma. In China, is another sound, but it's the same symbol.
Okay.
Because the
Understand.
people from Japan, the people from Korea, they came from China. And they had with them the alphabet. They brought the alphabet from China and they created different ways to say this. Okay?
Okay.
Man, I gotta teach. Yara is waiting for me here. Do you want to talk to Yara?
Not today.
Not today, okay. Yara is coming, but she's not here yet. Anyways, I'm gonna send your homework again, okay?
Okay, man.
Because I believe you didn't do it, alright? Is it correct?
No, I did do last week. I do nothing,
Okay.
but I changed now.
Yeah, I believe you. I believe you, okay? So, I'm gonna I'm gonna send you everything again, and we talk the other things later, okay?
Okay, man. Thank you for the class.
Sure.
See you in the next.
See you in the next,
Bye.
man. Have a nice week. See you later.